Okay, so this was a really good question from one of our viewers. How long does it take to turn a profit in your pressure washing business? So one of the most beautiful things about a small service business, regardless of whether it's pressure washing, window cleaning, lawn care, it is the low cost of entry. And I say that with some degree of hesitancy, simply because you can go buy a cheap pressure washer, buy some business cards, and call yourself a businessman. But if you're taking it seriously, again, regardless of what your industry is, there are going to be expenses, and there are going to be some monumental expenses at that. An example, in the lawn care industry, you're probably going to need a zero-turn mower if you're actually going to be efficient and profitable. Now, there's a host of other handheld equipment. You're talking about a trailer and a truck that's going to be needed to pull that trailer. Conversely, when you're dealing in the pressure washing world, you can spend upwards of, say, $20,000 on a well-equipped pressure washing and soft washing trailer. And obviously, you're going to need a truck to pull that too. Now, don't forget about insurance, fuel, licensing, marketing, and there are a ton of other things. And all of these components which make up the cost to start and operate in the business are very real things. So if you have a $300 pressure washer, $5 of gas, $10 of bleach, and you go out and you wash a house, if you price accordingly, you're going to be profitable at day one. But again, this isn't a legitimate business. This is a guy with a pressure washer who likely isn't going to be around in a couple months, let alone a year. And I can only assume that the question that was asked was about a legitimate, above the board professional business that has the intention of staying in business for the long haul. So now that we've established that is who we are talking about in today's video, and basing this discussion on the fact that there are probably going to be some big expenses, and these expenses, they need to be paid for. It's also very important to understand that just because you charge $500 to go and wash a house, that does not mean that you're making $500. And this is the meat of the conversation, right? So understanding your costs and pricing your service to cover those costs is absolutely imperative to the success of your business. Now, there are multiple ways that you can price your service. One of the easiest ways is the cost plus pricing model. Now, basically what this means is you know what your costs are, probably basing it on an hourly rate for the service industry, and then you're adding on your desired margin. So this is a pretty good way to start your pricing. If you're just starting out, it's simple and it's pretty good. So the next is value-based pricing, and this is obviously knowing exactly what your costs are, knowing what your break-even point is, but then basing the price primarily on your customers' perceived value of your service. Now, value pricing is customer focused, and basically this means we're pricing based on how much the customer believes in our service. And do you know how you convey that message? Well, you do that with a well-planned and well-executed marketing strategy. And it's not just throwing up a yard sign or telling your friends and family to give you a call. It is a systematic approach. And if you're interested in learning the best ways to diversify your lead flow so you can bring in customers from multiple sources, check out the first link in the description below for my 6-figure marketing framework. In it, I'm going to teach you everything that I've been doing for the past 2 decades to keep the phone ringing and to keep the schedule full. Now, not only that, I'm also going to give you Aaron Parker's How to Rank Your GMB in 30 Days course absolutely free. And I am so confident in this course that I'm also giving you a 100% guarantee, so there's no risk to you. And if you implement what's in the course and you don't make your money back, I'm going to write you a personal check, full refund. And really, that is just the cost of one house wash. And this information that I'm going to give you, it really could change your business forever. So definitely check it out. First link in the comment section and description below. So back to the question at hand. How long does it take for you to turn a profit? Now, generally speaking, it takes the average business about 2 or 3 years to become profitable. Now, that's the short answer. And now the not so short answer is business profitability relies on a number of factors, including the type of business that you're in, your operating expenses, and we've already talked about focusing on a legitimate pressure washing business. The other component is also what we touched on, the marketing strategies that you're going to use to grow your business. In other words, the average timeline to profitability has a ton of factors. And while it takes time to see real profits, there are things that you can do to speed up things, and that's what I want to talk about. So one of the first things is to limit your overhead. And by that, I mean you don't have to go out and you don't have to spend a fortune on everything, right? Work, make some money, reinvest. The more your overhead is, the longer it's going to take you to be profitable. It's common sense. So you don't have to go out there and buy a brand new truck and then have it immediately wrapped, right? If you're going to use a computer and you're going to need one for a lot of the work that you're going to do, you don't have to go out and buy a brand new one. You can buy a slightly used or a gently used one on Amazon or anywhere else for a fraction of the price, thus reducing your overhead. And these are really good ways to become profitable faster. Obviously, reducing your overhead and your cost are something that you can do, but also finding new ways to be more efficient, working faster, getting things done in an expedited manner. You can do this through training and experience. These all help to reduce your costs. Once you've kind of exhausted all the ways to reduce your overhead and all your costs, it's time to look at growing your revenue, and you can do this by making more money. And I know that sounds silly, but you really can. You increase your sales volume. Obviously, we got limited time per day, so there's only so much you can do there as far as volume goes. However, the more customers you have coming in, the more volume you have, the more money there is. And once you have that lead flow up, you're able to raise your prices, and this is an ever-evolving art, but the most important thing is you can't be scared. You have to understand that you're providing value and you should be paid for it. So maybe just increase it by 10%. If nothing else changes, that 10% goes directly to your bottom line. So you're making more money and being more profitable. The other thing is to listen to customers. Selling starts with listening. So if you use their feedback, it can help you add more value to your service, which will attract more customers and make it easier for you to raise your prices. Another thing that you can do is automate. Take all of the busy work, the emails, the follow-ups, a lot of the marketing pieces can all be automated, which will allow you to focus on other things. And this again allows you to be more profitable. And look, I know I jumped around a bunch in this video, but hopefully I touched on some key points that will hopefully help you become more profitable in your business. Definitely check out the 6-Figure Marketing Framework. Like I said, absolutely no risk to you. 100% guarantee that you're going to make your money back. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you later.